Hey, what's up you guys? It's Six. Welcome back to my channel. So I am so excited to announce that today's video is part of my ongoing collab with Sunflour Cafe and Collective. I am so elated that the drinks that we did for spring and summer went over so well that we're able to move into fall and are already planning on things to do for winter and next spring and things like that. I am so glad. I really thought that upon like introducing this that it would be kind of gimmicky and that people would kind of be like, okay, but like people really like it. People are really liking it and enjoying it, so that makes me super happy. I am so excited to get to continue doing this. So like I said, we are moving into planning for fall, and this is part of the Halloween collection, but I will get more into that later on in the video. So first of all, I want to get a little background on the illustration that you guys are seeing and might have already seen quite a few times actually. So the initial sketch for this piece, if you recognize it, shout out to you, because I post it almost all of the time across all of my different social medias. The initial sketch for this piece I posted all the way back in last October, like last year October, because I liked it so much and I was too scared to do line art or render it in any way, shape, or form, because I just was so obsessed with the actual initial sketch, which does not happen often. Most of the time I see kind of like the vibe of the sketch, and that's what makes me go, yes, I'm going to carry on with this piece and I'm going to render it, you know, in whatever way, shape, or form I decide to do so. But most of the time the sketch is really messy and I catch the vibe, like the Monster Girl print that I did a while ago, that I did for the one brush challenge. I think it was the one brush challenge. Or no, it wasn't the one brush challenge. It was me saying that it was the only brush that you need for Procreate. I will try to put it in the iCard if I remember. But if I don't, it's that like blue demon with the egg sweater. I love her. I love her so much. She's so cute. She's one of my favorite pieces. Obviously, I turned her into a keychain and prints and stickers and just the everything because I think she's so adorable. That being said, the initial sketch for her was a little fugly. It was a little it left much to be desired, let's say that. However, like I said, the sketch for this piece was so cute that I was like, how do I top that? If I render it, she's gonna lose her sparkle. I'm not gonna like it anymore. It's gonna be not cute. But that didn't stop me from literally every single time I think about, like, if I need to make a YouTube video and I don't know what the base art is going to be, like if the art isn't the focus of the video and it's more like the topic or the challenge that I'm pursuing, I always sit back and think I should render that vampire girl, and then I get scared and I don't do it. But obviously you guys are seeing it, which means I did. And I actually rendered this traditionally first, so I had to make a TikTok for some Ohuhu markers that I got, and let me tell you, I'm obsessed with them. They really upped their, like, and this part's not sponsored. They only told me to make a TikTok, and now I'm here making a YouTube video. Just a little quick insert in there. They really upped their skin tone game. Do you guys remember that video I made a few years ago where I was like, why is highlighter orange in your skin tone set and where are all the midtones? They really amped their stuff up, let me tell you. Oh my goodness, the colors, I am obsessed. If you want to see that TikTok, it's obviously over on my TikTok. But anyway, I rendered it traditionally at first. Now you might be asking, if you liked it so much traditionally, why are you rendering it again digitally? And that is because, like I said, this is part of Sunflour's Halloween collection. All of the other pieces are going to be done digitally, so I didn't want to like scan the traditional piece that I did of this illustration and then have this one be done traditionally and the rest be done digitally. It would just stand out and not look cohesive as part of a set. But I used the initial color scheme and kind of like the vibe from the traditional illustration to create this digital piece. And also I just really wanted to color it again because I like it so much. I think she's so cute. Again, the skin tone set was so pretty. The base color that I used, I think it was called like pale light mauve or something, which is not it's not, but it's such a beautiful color that I'm not even mad. It is such a pretty color. And then pairing that with like the hot pink and like the little gold accents, I just think it's so pretty. Spoilers if I'm not at that point within the illustration yet, but hopefully you guys are seeing the vision. Hopefully you guys are liking how it's looking so far. So now we can jump into the actual drink aspect. So this is really fun for me. I got the idea to do an actual Halloween collab back in, I think like last it was in the summer. I think it was in like June or July. I was like, what if we don't just do an autumn collection? What if I legit do like a Halloween collection and I do really spooky drinks? And I can't remember if it was me or my partner who came up with the idea first, but either way, I'm so glad one of us did, because designing these spooky drinks has been so fun. So the one that I'm designing right now is Vampire Blood, which is really fun, but I'm gonna get into my favorite drink first, because I don't know if I'm gonna make an actual video on it or not, and I want you guys to know about the creation of this drink. So my favorite drink so far of the collab is called Witch's Brew. It initially started out as I wanted it to be a purple based drink with a green like foam of some sort, whether it was like a cold foam or a froth or something. But as we were kind of tasting things out and also trying to figure out the logistics of how we can get the colors in naturally, because Sunflour Cafe has a big focus on like vegan, gluten-free and stuff like that, but we also try to keep things like a little more natural. It doesn't necessarily mean it's like a health food store, it's absolutely not. But a lot of our customers obviously do try to keep things like that in mind, so we didn't want to use like a ton of artificial coloring or anything like that in any of the drinks. But I really wanted it to be like purple and green because it's Halloween. I wanted it to be spooky, purple and green. And as we were trying flavor combos out, we realized that if we wanted the flavoring of the base to be the purple, that the color wasn't gonna happen, because we initially wanted it to be a blackberry coffee with a matcha cold foam, and when we mixed the blackberry base and the syrup in with the coffee, it just turns brown because coffee is brown. And the color was not coming through, but the matcha cold foam was great. That being said, matcha, blackberry, flip it around, matcha base, blackberry top, and it was so good. It was so good. It literally, it even tasted better flipped. I was like floored. I was like, why did we not, oh my gosh, why did we not think of this from the beginning? So it's a green base with a purple cold foam, and it is just fantastic. I never would have thought to add those two flavors together. I really wouldn't, had I not been thinking about the color combo. But matcha and blackberry, it works. It is so very tasty. Obviously I intend to plan a little witch character to create for that later on, but I don't know if I'm going to be sharing that there or sharing you guys the process. I have no idea. So just in case I don't, if you ever get a chance to run down to Sunflower Cafe and Collective, try Witch's Brew this Halloween season. It is so delicious. I'm obsessed. But this drink, again, is Vampire Blood. So Vampire Blood went through some stages of creation. I didn't know what I wanted it to look like or what kind of drink it was even gonna be. I just was like, I want it to look like blood. I want there to be blood in it somehow. I don't care if it's a syrup splatter around the cup or what. I don't care. I just want it blood. I want there to be blood. It's spooky. It's spooky season. We gotta have something bloody and scary. So initially I was thinking of like maybe doing like a frap or a smoothie that again had like a syrup like splattered around the inside of the cup, so when you would pour the drink over it, it would look like a blood splatter, obviously. And then I was like, what kind of flavors can we do? And that's where I was really struggling with this collab, was the flavors, because I was like, how do we make it spooky and autumn without making so many combinations and narrowing things out so that we have trouble making flavors for the regular autumn line later on, because there's going to be Halloween and then there's going to be, you know, fall, autumn, and then it's going to transition into winter and stuff like that. So I was like, I don't want you know, it's October, or it's going to be very soon. I don't want to have drinks that are like strawberry sunshine, but it looks really scary, because like who's drinking strawberry flavored like coffee in October? Nobody. Everybody wants their pumpkin and their spice and their nutmeg and their whatever. So it was like, what kind of flavors are we gonna do? So Vampire Blood went through quite a few stages. There was toasted marshmallow. There was, again, strawberry, because we were like, how are we going to make the blood splatter? The syrup? I don't know. How are we going to, like, get these bright red colors but still get autumnal flavors? And that's when, after so very long, like, Vampire Blood was one of the last flavors we actually managed to nail when I left for the day. I was there from like 9 a.m. to like almost 1 p.m. trying to figure out what we were gonna do flavor wise, and this was around 12ish, I think, where I finally was like, oh my god, hot chocolate! Why are we not doing hot chocolate? What is wrong with me? So I was like, we could do hot chocolate, flavor it however we want, and then do, you know, some kind of way to color it. Is there some like natural dye that we have in store that we can use to color it? And the owner found this plant-based dye that she had, and I am obsessed with it, because when it's mixed into the hot chocolate and it like kind of like settles, it literally looks so much like you're drinking blood. And what makes it worse is that hot chocolate is obviously warm. It's a hot chocolate. You know what else is warm? Blood. You're literally drinking a huge cup of blood. And I love the vibe. It gives very, very spooky season to me. And another fun thing about this drink collab, so I initially tried the hot chocolate with the toasted marshmallow syrup, and I was like, I'm not vibing with this combination, I'm gonna be honest with you, but I don't want to make a million hot chocolates and figure out what the flavor combo that we're finally gonna nail is, because Sunflour is very customizable. They have so many syrups there to try, some that are locally made, some that are sourced, you know, healthfully, vegan, gluten-free syrups and stuff like that. Very just awesome about having a huge selection of flavors for you to try. So I was like, there's way too many syrups for us to go around and try everything. So I got the idea. I was like, maybe Vampire Blood can be like a kind of like choose your own adventure kind of thing. It's like you order Vampire Blood, it's a red hot chocolate plus a syrup of your choice, whatever tickles your fancy. So if you want to get Vampire Blood and make it green apple flavored, go for it. If you want to get Vampire Blood and make it pumpkin flavored, go for it. If you want it to be maple, blueberry, peach, raspberry, literally whatever you want, that's Vampire Blood. And I love it. It's literally, I think it's like the perfect drink for like kind of getting into trying new flavors, things like that. But also, if you're not a big coffee drinker, you can literally just have a hot chocolate. You don't have to put a syrup in it. You don't have to put espresso or coffee or anything. It's just hot chocolate. It's just hot chocolate. So it's the perfect like middle ground drink for everybody. And also you're drinking a big chug of hot blood. So that's cool. I wish you guys could visually, I should have taken a video of what the drink looked like in the process of making it, because it was like all foamy on top, and it had like darker spots where the plant dye was like settling, and I was like, oh, this is so spooky. This is, ooh, the vibes. I was, oh my gosh. And we were also working on, a photo room at the same time, literally right next to the table where we were working on drinks, and seeing the spooky room come together plus all of these spooky flavors and beverages that I was drinking and designing was like, oh wow, oh, I cannot wait for October. It is gonna be so much fun. So yeah, that is the drink, and the illustration should be almost finished now. I hope it does the original justice, because again, I liked the initial sketch so much, and then I liked the traditional piece so much that I was really scared to jump into doing this digitally. But I didn't want to have the other ones stand out and be done you know, digitally when this piece is traditional. When this piece is traditional. So I had to do it digitally. I had to come in and do it again. And I know you may be thinking like, Six, why would you do this one why would you do this one digitally? Why wouldn't you just do the rest traditionally? And that's because one of them is already designed. One of them is already done, and I did it digitally. So it's too late to go backwards. That one is one and done, ready to go. So the rest of them have to be done digitally as well. And again, I wasn't going to turn down illustrating this piece again because it was really fun and it's really cute. So I hope you guys enjoyed. And one very last thing before we head out, I just want to give a huge shout out to my patrons, Elise Thompson, Duran, Mandy, Sleeps, Created by Twins, Inky Moo Art, Psych Walker Art, Fish Nor Flesh, Akita Kai, Watery Turd, and Daru. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for continuing to support me on Patreon. Speaking of, very recently I announced, obviously, on Patreon that I am going to be doing an entire extra speed paint each month for patrons. So what I've decided I'm going to start doing is that at some point throughout the month on YouTube, I'm going to release this speed paint for one of the monthly Patreon designs, so you guys actually get to see, you know, what's going on over there, what the themes are looking like, what the pieces look like, since I, again, am not doing any sort of like uploading of the pieces to my shop once they're completed, which is something I used to do. You know, if you're an old returning viewer, Patreon is back open. I am not releasing Patreon rewards on Etsy or my shop, my future shop, whenever I get that set up, if that happens to be on a different platform or not. If I get that set up very soon. I'm not doing that thing where I set up old designs on there at an upcharge anymore. I'm just, they're Patreon exclusive. The only way to get old designs is if I ever make a secret shop, that's for patrons. I will be putting old designs up there so that newer patrons can grab old designs, but even that's not a thing yet. So anyway, for YouTube, you guys will get to see one of the designs, what they're looking like, how the process is, you know, what the designs are looking like. And if you find yourself liking that design and you want it in the mail, you can go over to Patreon and join my matcha mail or chamomile tiers, or you can join the other tiers if you just want to see, you know, other speed paints, other behind the scenes aspects of making those things. And then also at every tier, patrons will get an exclusive YouTube video, you know, full commentary, everything over that, for the other half of the rewards. So for example, I plan to do the sticker for September for this month, so you guys will get to see the sticker speed paint, and then patrons will get an exclusive YouTube video, an exclusive, you know, full commentary, this style of video for the print. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. I will be doing that hopefully sometime very soon. I love you guys so much, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.